Hey guys, I hope you're doing well and keeping safe during these tough times. So, today's video is going to be about the Wii console. Almost 15 years ago, when the Wii Gaming console was launched, it took the community by storm. It was novel, it was exciting, it had very different games. People even stood in long queues to get their hands on the console. And why wouldn't it be exciting? Who would want to pay a hefty membership fees, when they can golf, bowl, and even play tennis right in their living room? And let me put it out, the price of the console, although the PlayStation and the Xbox were far more powerful, it was priced on par with them, like $250 in the US and around 40,000 rupees in India. And 15 years later, when we use the word we, many people don't get it. What is we? And then I tell them about the parent company Nintendo. Some people don't get it even then. Then I say, Game Boy. Then the lights in the brain work. So, last week I was dusting some shelves and happened to see the console. I wondered if it worked after several years of not using it, so I plugged it into the TV. Back then, it was only a CRT TV that I played on, which is why it has the colorful 3-pin RGB cables. Now I plugged it into a 4K TV, but I think the resolution kind of caps at 1080p. So here we are seeing how the game feels like after a decade of this launch. And I currently have the Wii Play disc inside the console, which has games like table tennis, snooker, and other indoor games. I mean, a couple of outdoor ones too. And all of it felt nostalgic. The count of people increase as more we start scoring more and more. Right now we are at 40, so there are like 5 people, and as I remember, when there are when we are at a score of like 100 or 200 or even more, the whole place on your left and right, it gets completely filled. And here we are looking at laser hockey. This was also a pretty interesting game. And I know this is kind of like the arcade games where you can just go and play with your friends on a table, but it's just comfort that you can have it right at home and use these. And then there are games like shooting, there are ducks, there are balloons, there are cans, and sometimes, as I remember, there are even faces. So when you're playing multiplayer on this, if you shoot your opponent's face, then you get points. If you shoot your own face, you lose points. Things like that. They are simple games, very simple games, but pretty fun. And I'll just stop it right now because how about we try some fishing? And it is no way a replacement for the activity, whether it is table tennis or fishing or shooting or anything, but it's just there, that's all. I kind of can't believe I lost points to that gray fish. We are not supposed to be picking that because that is the only fish that kind of pulls the bait from you. The other fish take time, but this guy is just he just pulls it, and then if you want to pick it up, you lose points. Here we are looking at tennis, and I have to accept that this is the game that I must have spent most of my time on, and I used to love this game a lot. um, I think I still love it. And skill level is 1,000 as a pro, and you keep just going on beyond 1,000. And then there is bowling. The only difference from the other consoles in this Wii were like you can actually it's mostly your hand movements. They were not like super accurate, but then it depended on how you moved your hands, the swing motions, the move motions, and that is what made it most interesting. Because back then in 2006, in the late 2000s, this is something very very new. Later on, Xbox Connect, and now there is VR and all. So this is nowhere. Really? In the water? Let me try. You've got to be kidding me. Let me switch the game. Golf is an old man's game anyway. And here comes baseball, and this is the practice version. There are several practice games too. I am on fire, aren't I? Never mind. I am plugging the Nanchuk in. Luckily, that was working too. And I am going to start NFS The Run. This was one of my favorite games for Wii. I mean, there is Mario Kart as well, which back then I enjoyed a lot. And let's try some or the other episode. And until I turned on NFS, I really had absolutely no problem with the graphics on the console. As long as I was playing table tennis or baseball or boxing, everything, the graphics, it did seem like, it's good enough. I didn't feel like, hey, these were much better on the CRT TV and they're not so good right now. Because my cousin used to have a PlayStation 2, he now has a PS4 Pro. So when he had the PlayStation 2 and he, plugged it into the 4K TV, his 4K TV, the resolution apparently was too bad. I mean, not even playable. Let me use that word. But with Wii, with table tennis, and everything else, it seemed fine until I plugged in NFS. I mean, look at these graphics. Back then, I used to love this game. I mean, I also loved Midtown Madness a lot, which was a PC game. But right now, we have amazing games just on our phones and tablets like Asphalt 8, and then we have the awesome Real Racing 3. And don't even get me started on console games like Forza and GTS. So, once you've seen how amazing the other games are out there in the market, and then when you come back to this, which was a game released, I believe, somewhere in 2011, um, you just don't find it attractive. The other games are fine, like tennis and everything, because I don't think the reason I found them fine is that there is no comparison point for me to do that. The other game, I mean, for table tennis and the arcade games like that, not really much of a standard even right now today. But man, NFS, I mean, the. um, that's about it, guys. Let me know if you want me to make videos for specific games like table tennis on the Wii, boxing, Mario Kart on the Wii. Let me know if you want me to make videos like this in the comments below. I would have actually also shown you guys the Wii Yoga board, which is amazing for games like hula hoops, aerobics, planks, push ups, you name it, things like that, like strength and balance training. Um, so, this is about it, guys. I hope you found this amusing. Thank you so very much for watching and have a lovely day ahead. Peace.